Okay, so I've been thinking about this whole Maxie Jones situation, and honestly, my brain is kind of breaking. Like, not in a bad way, well, actually, maybe in a bad way, because the stress levels are through the roof, but mostly just. Okay, let me back up. I need to talk about the makeup. The poison makeup. Because that is just. It's so classic soap, but also terrifyingly specific. Wait, before I get into the investigation part, which is the main thing I want to talk about, can we just acknowledge how wild it is that Maxie was in a coma for months? I feel like we kind of skipped over the trauma of that a little bit, or maybe we didn't, I don't know. Time in Port Charles is weird, but she was out cold because of face powder. Or was it lipstick? I think it was the deception line. No, wait, was it deception or something else? Actually, it doesn't matter which brand it was. The point is, someone literally weaponized contouring. That is a choice. Anyway, the point is, the PCPD, bless their hearts, they try, they really do, but let's be real. Unless Dante or Chase is personally invested in a case, nothing gets solved. They completely dropped the ball here. I mean, how do you not find the source of a poison that put a major character in a coma for months? It feels like, I don't know, incompetence? Or maybe just plot convenience? Probably plot convenience. But it bugs me. It really bugs me. So now we have Maxie, who is barely back on her feet, actually. Is she fully recovered? She seems fine, but physically, shouldn't there be atrophy? Whatever soap logic she has to do the job herself. Because of course she does. And this is where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean complicated and messy and kind of heartbreaking, but also weirdly wholesome. Because who is helping her? Nathan West. The man who came back from the dead or well dead and who she didn't choose. Okay, let's pause on that for a second. Because I have thoughts about the Maxie, Spinelli, Nathan triangle. So Maxie chose Spinelli. Which historically makes sense, I guess. They have the history, the kid, the Maximista thing. It's safe. It's comfortable. But then you have Nathan, who is literally her dead husband, returned to life, and she's like, nah, I'm good with the hacker. I mean, I get it, but also, look at him. It's Nathan. But okay, fine, she made her choice. She's with Spinelli. But here's the thing that's really getting to me. Nathan is still helping her. He's not bitter. I mean, maybe he is a little bit deep down, but on the surface, he's just, yeah, sure, I'll help you solve your attempted murder case. No big deal. That is a level of emotional maturity that I am suspicious of. Or maybe he's just that good of a guy. It's confusing. Because if I were him, I'd be like, you chose the guy who calls you a nickname from 2007 Solve Your Own Murder Plot. But no, he's totally on board. So they team up. And the dynamic... Okay, I've been analyzing their scenes frame by frame, not literally, but in my head, and it's fascinating. There's this tension, right? But it's not just romantic tension. It's like, we used to be married, but now we're buddies, solving a crime tension. Is that a thing? It should be a thing. It's awkward, but they're making it work. And honestly, their detective chemistry, still there. I remember back in like 2014 or 2015, wait, when did they first get together? It was around the Levi Dunkelman era, right? Oh, Levi. Don't get me started on Levi. But back then they had this banter. And it's kind of back. Even though everything is different, so they're digging into the poisoning. Maxie is obviously the bad cop here, which is hilarious because she's not a cop, she's a fashion editor. Or, well, former fashion editor. What is her job title right now? Does she still work at Deception? I feel like I missed a meeting on her current employment status. But she's fierce. She's angry. She lost months of her life. She missed time with her kids. Bailey, James, Georgie must be so confused. Actually, where are the kids during this investigation? Probably with Mac and Felicia. Or Spinelli. Yeah, Spinelli is probably babysitting while his girlfriend runs around with her ex-husband. That's a dynamic. Anyway, back to the investigation. They start connecting the dots that the cops missed. And I have to wonder, what clues did they find? Was it a chemical trace? A supplier invoice? I feel like Maxie would recognize a shady supplier instantly. That's not the correct shade of crimson. That's clearly a knockoff from a warehouse in New Jersey. You know, her fashion knowledge is actually a detective skill. I love that. I really love when they use a character's specific niche knowledge to solve crimes. It's like when Olivia uses her psychic flashes, but this is grounded in makeup. And then boom, the reveal. It's Sidwell. Jens Sidwell. Okay, wait. Let me process this. Sidwell, the guy from the Nixon Falls storyline, the guy who is dealing with diamonds and guns. Why is he poisoning Maxie's makeup? That seems petty for an international arms dealer. Or is it deeper than that? I mean, obviously he's a villain, but usually these guys go for bombs or kidnapping. Poisoned lipstick feels very personal. Or maybe it was just a test. Like, let's see if this toxin works on a random fashionista before we use it on a diplomat. That is terrifying. But actually, now that I think about it, didn't Sidwell have beef with Maxie before? Or was it just that she was there when they escaped? I'm trying to remember the timeline of the Nixon Falls stuff. Maxie wasn't in Nixon Falls, was she? No, that was Nina and Sonny. Wait. So why Maxie? Is it because she's connected to Peter? Oh god, Peter August. Is this about Peter? Please tell me this isn't about Peter. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Right, okay, let's assume he's dead and this is just Sidwell being Sidwell. Maybe he owns the makeup company, a shell corporation. That would make sense. Money laundering through mascara. It's genius, actually. So, Maxie and Nathan figure this out. And the moment they realize it, I can just picture it. Maxie is probably hyperventilating and Nathan is going into full Dante mode. Wait, no, full Nathan mode. Protective. Stoic. Jaw clenched. He's probably thinking I came back from the dead for this, but he sticks with her. They start gathering evidence. And this is the part that stresses me out. Because Sidwell is dangerous. Like, legitimately scary. He's not like, I don't know, Gladys trying to steal money. He's a killer. And Maxie is just walking into the line of fire. Again, does she have a death wish? Or is she just that determined? Probably a mix of both. She's a Jones girl. Frisco and Felicia's daughter. Danger is practically her middle name. Actually, her middle name is... What is it, Mariah? No, that's not right. It's... Wait, does she have a middle name? Whatever. So they have the evidence. They have the proof that Sidwell spiked the products. Now they have to report him. But here's the thing. Will it stick? This is Port Charles. Villains have Teflon coating. Look at Cyrus Reno. Look at, well, half the town. Sidwell has resources. He has lawyers. He probably has a judge in his pocket. Remember Judge Eva Haran, the one he bribed for Michael's custody case? If he can bribe a judge for a custody hearing, he can definitely bribe his way out of an attempted murder charge. And that's what worries me. Maxie and Nathan are doing all this work, putting themselves at risk. And for what? Is Sidwell just going to walk or escape? I feel like he's going to escape. There's going to be a confrontation, maybe at the PCPD or maybe at Windermere. Why is everything at Windermere lately? And he's going to slip away. Or maybe this is how Nathan proves himself. Like, really proves himself. Not just as a returned ghost, but as a hero. Maybe he takes Sidwell down physically. But then where does that leave Spinelli? If Nathan saves the day, does Maxie rethink her choice? I know she said she chose Spinelli. But adrenaline is a hell of a drug. You survive a takedown of an international criminal with your ex-husband who looks like a Greek god. That's gonna confuse things. I'm just saying. It's going to get messy. And wait, what about the poison itself? Is there an antidote? Does Maxie need ongoing treatment? I feel like we glossed over the medical side. If she was in a coma for months, her kidneys must be shot. Is she on dialysis? Probably not, because she looks fabulous. But realistically, okay, I'm overthinking the medical accuracy. It's a soap. The poison is magic. It puts you to sleep and you wake up with perfect hair. But seriously, Sidwell targeting Maxie? I can't let go of the why. Is it to get to Anna? Or Robert Maxie is connected to all the spies? Maybe she's just collateral damage in a bigger game against the WSB. That would actually make more sense than him just hating makeup. If Sidwell is working with Ross Cullum, which I think he is, then targeting the daughter of the WSB director Frisco, even though he's absent and the niece of Robert Scorpio, that tracks. It's a power move. Look, we can touch your family. So Maxie is basically a pawn in a spy game she didn't ask to be in. Again, poor girl. She just wants to organize a photo shoot and raise her kids. And Nathan. I wonder if he remembers anything more now. Being in detective mode might trigger memories. Muscle memory, right? Holding a gun, looking at evidence files. Maybe this investigation is what fully brings Nathan back, because right now he's Nathan but with amnesia. If solving this case unlocks his past, oh man, that would be huge. But back to the evidence. They're compiling it. They probably have a dossier. Photos, lab reports, maybe a recorded confession. How did they get a confession? Did Maxie wear a wire? Oh my god. Maxie wearing a wire is a scene I need to see. She'd probably be critiquing the wire placement. This ruins the line of my blouse. But she'd do it. She's brave. So they go to the police, or maybe the WSB. If it's Sidwell, shouldn't the WSB be involved? Anna should be handling this. Where is Anna? Is she busy with the Valentin stuff? Probably. Everyone is busy. So it's up to Maxie and Nathan. The Maxie and Nathan Detective Agency. I'd watch that spinoff. The big question is, will Sidwell actually get arrested? I want to say yes. I want justice for Maxie. She lost months of her life. But my gut says it's going to be complicated. Maybe he gets arrested but then gets bailed out, or maybe he gets immunity for ratting out someone bigger. Who is bigger than Sidwell? The Pikeman Group. Is Pikeman still a thing? I feel like Pikeman is the answer to everything these days. Who stole my sandwich, Pikeman? Who poisoned Maxie Pikeman via Sidwell? It's frustrating and exciting at the same time. I love seeing Maxie take charge. I love seeing her angry. She's been a victim so many times. Peter, the kidnapping. Now seeing her turn the tables and hunt down her attacker, that is character growth. That is the Maxie Jones I love. And having Nathan by her side, even just as a friend, partner, it feels right. It feels like closure in a weird way. Or maybe a new beginning. I don't know. I'm spiraling. But the bottom line is Sidwell better watch his back. 'Cause a Maximista with a grudge and a zombie detective ex-husband is a force of nature. I just hope they don't get hurt. Or hurt worse. Maxie's already been through enough. Can we just let her be happy, please? Wait, did I mention the makeup brand again? I really need to know if they recalled the products. Imagine if there's still poison lipstick floating around Port Charles. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Diane Miller is going to make a fortune. Actually, maybe that's the next storyline. The class action lawsuit, Maxie versus the cosmetics industry. I'd watch it. Anyway, I'm rambling. The point is, Maxie and Nathan found the guy. It's Sidwell. Now they just have to survive the fallout. And I am stressed. Like legitimately stressed. But I can't look away.